There was a time in my life where I gave away my power to a lot of people. I did not feel self-reliant. I was too dependent on others. And I was not able to grow myself. I was not able to grow my family. I was not able to grow my business. I was not able to grow my income. And everything was going downhill until one day I realized that it's time to take charge. In this video, I want to be talking about self-reliance as a concept. In the previous video, I spoke about courage and the 3 different layers of courage. Courage that you can get from somebody who's a support system for you, somebody who is near and dear to you. Courage that you can get from yourself, that you can ignite from within. And courage that you can tap into from a higher power. And in this video, we're going to go deep into the concept of self-reliance. You see, many people want to build a business. They want to do something of their own. They want to actually make an impact in the world. They want to do multiple things in this world. But there are some invisible factors that hold them back. And I went to that journey and I've decoded all of that for you in this particular video. First, let's understand from where do we get our power? Because self-reliance can only come when you own your power. And self-reliance is taken away from you. Or in other words, you're more dependent on others when you feel powerless. So first, let's understand what are the factors that give us power, and the same factors also remove our power. So let's go back. When you're growing up, the first people that you see as you enter this world are your parents. In my case, my parents have given me immense power. But in some moments in my life, due to overprotectiveness, I've also given away my power, where I was not able to do what I wanted to do at that point of time, which was not aligned to my truth at that point of time. Then comes your friends. You get into school. There may be some friends who have inspired you, who really inspired you to do different things. But there might have also been moments in your life where you've given away that power to your friends, where they control you and you're not making decisions based on what is true to you. So you feel more dependent on them and there's no self-reliance. And from there it goes on to the teachers. In the beginning, the teachers may empower you with knowledge, but after some time you become more dependent on those teachers and you're not able to move forward without them giving you the next thing to do. So you're giving away your power to the teachers. And then it continues into life. You get into a job and the boss empowers you with activities, with assignments to do. But it comes to a point where now you're giving away the power to your boss and you're dependent on them for every single step of the way. And then it continues. Maybe you get into married life, your spouse empowers you maybe in the beginning, but then after some time, your power less because you've given away your power to your spouse. And the same goes even with mentors. There are points where you surrender to a mentor, you go through their process, but then you're so dependent on them that you're not self-reliant anymore. And I'll give you an example. During my school days when I was playing cricket, there was a time where I was not performing well in the matches. And I went to my coach and I told my coach that this is my problem. I'm not able to perform. Please tell me what I should do. So my coach was observing my batting style. He looked at how I was holding the bat. And he gave me like 3-4 things to do that I needed to change. I needed to change my stance. I needed to change the way that I held the bat. And I had to change the way that I was playing the strokes. And I surrendered to the coach's process. But then, by practicing that, I started to do much better in the matches after that because I got more self-reliant. So, the trait of a mentor, the trait of a coach, the trait of a master is there to help the student. And the happiest moment for any master, mentor or coach is to see their students more self-reliant. So when you give your power away to others, you don't have any self-reliance. You're living in a state of dependence. And when you're dependent on others, then everything starts to get slow. You are not living your truth. You are not aligned to what you really want to do, you're not living your life by design, you're living a life based on somebody else's design. So now I want to shift gears and share with you on how do you build self-reliance. Because if you have to build a successful business online, it begins with you first changing your vocabulary. This is the first step. Now, what do I mean by that? When you're building an online business especially, there are going to be various different challenges that you're going to go through, starting with the first and most important challenge of your own personal productivity. So if you say things like, I don't have time, I don't have resources, I don't have the support that I need. Now, the more you keep saying that, it reinforces that belief. I'm not a technical person. I'm not good in sales. I'm not good in that. I'm not good enough. Why will people buy from me when there are so many others doing the same things? So the first step to building self-reliance, especially in a knowledge business, is to start shifting your vocabulary. By being more aware of what is that internal chatter or what is that internal tape recorder that's playing right from the time you wake up till you go to sleep, being aware of that. That's the first step to building self-reliance. The second step to building self-reliance is building skills. So I remember there was a point where I was blaming the people around me. I was complaining about my financial situation. I was not able to take care of my family. And those of you who have not seen the previous episodes, please go through that. You'll understand more about the journey where I transitioned from just being a musician to the coach that I am today. And there was a point even in my career where I was blaming everybody. I was blaming the situation around me. I was blaming people around me. And I did not have the power because I had given the power away to others. And that was a day I remember clearly where I took responsibility. I took personal responsibility that, whatever I'm experiencing right now in my life is based on the decisions that I have made. And the moment I took charge of that saying that, I'm going to stop blaming, complaining, and I'm going to take personal responsibility. From that moment, self-reliance started to build. So I started to build skills. Media skills, coaching skills, marketing skills, tribe building skills, lead generation skills, funnel building skills. And there are a whole bunch of other skills in knowledge business. There are many small skills that I learned. They've been learning skills and teaching skills, recording videos, communication skills. And once you start building these multiple skills over time, these skills reinforce your confidence. These skills reinforce your ability to be more self-reliant. So rather than asking people to do something for me, I would first build that skill, I would practice that skill, and then I would do it myself. And even now I tell many of my students who are in the community, I tell them that please get hands-on first before you get hands-off. Before you think about outsourcing anything to anybody else, do it yourself. Get your hands and feet wet. Understand the game a little bit more before you can think about giving it to others. So the second step to building your self-reliance is by building skills. The first step is to build to change your vocabulary, start to change that inner tape recorder of what is playing, which says, I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not good enough. Drop those tags. And then when you start building skills from that space, you'll start to grow much faster. The third secret to building self-reliance is to change your environment. There was a time in my college days where I wanted to give up a bad habit, but I could not do that because all of my friends had that same habit. And as much as I wanted to get out of it, I was not able to get out of it because the environment did not support. Your environment is stronger than your willpower. I'll give you an example. Let's say you have the will to build your muscle and you want to work out every single day. If I take you and put you in Antarctica where it is minus 20 degrees, even if you have the willpower to build that muscle and do whatever exercise that you want, the environment will not support you for that, to achieve that. So even though you may think that you have the willpower, Your environment is actually stronger than your willpower. And what does the environment comprise? It comprises of the top 5 people that you associate with. It comprises of what kind of ideologies, philosophies, and inputs you're getting from the environment. So if you're somebody who's like watching the news from morning to night, looking at all the negativity, reading all of that stuff, then that's the kind of the programming that will go into your mind. And that is also the environment's influence on you that will influence you to make other decisions in your life. And all those decisions will be made from a space of fear. So when you shift your environment, and my ideal definition of an environment is your community. Who are you surrounding yourself with? Who are your friends? What are their values? What are their aspirations? And when your values match with their values, when your goals match with their goals, and when you shift your group of people that you're associating with, who are aligned with where you really want to go, that will start your journey of true self-reliance. So what I would like to leave you with now is I want to give you an activity as an assignment. You may be watching this video on YouTube and other places. I would like you to take a clean sheet of paper and I want you to note down, where are you giving away your power? Make a list of the people. Is it your parents? Is it your friends? Is it your peer group? Have you given away your power to your teachers in the past and you have not regained that and you're still living from that zone? Any of your mentors you're giving away your power to, where you're so dependent on them. So make a list of where all are you dependent on? Who are you dependent on? And once you make a list of that, next to that, on that same sheet of paper, I want you to note down all of the areas where you are dependent and understanding the root cause. The second step, what I would like you to note down on that sheet of paper is, what are the top 3 skills that you need to build over the next 3 to 6 months? When you do this, you will understand that it's pretty black and white. There's no gray area over there. If this is where you're lacking in, if this is where you're dependent on, this is what you got to build as a skill. And the third step, what you need to write down on that paper is, who can you learn that skill from? Now, even if you don't have the answer to that, you'll start your research on this. You'll start your journey, because now you're going to go from a space of blaming, complaining, being dependent, to getting to a point where you're going to learn, you're going to increase your awareness, you're going to start building these new skills. And skill building is not going to happen overnight. It's going to take some time. But as you build your skills, in the next few months, you're going to get more self-reliant. You're going to be more dependable on yourself. You'll be more congruent with what you really want to do. And that is the starting point to building a multi-million-dollar, multi-crore business on the internet. In fact, anything in your life. It's not just about money over here, but you want to improve your health, you want to improve your relationships, you want to improve your financial situation. Everything begins with self-reliance. What I would like all of you to do now is complete these 3 activities. And in the comments below, I would like you to note down what are the areas that you're going to be building your self-reliance on, and what are the actions that you're going to be taking based on this. And I want to read every single comment of yours. In the next video, we're going to get into the next topic, which is more to do with consistency, because self-reliance is the start point, but consistency is where the real game is. A lot of people, they like to start things, short-term intensity, but long-term consistency is where the real game is. And all the students of mine who have made multiple lakhs and crores online over the years, when I analyze and see what has actually helped them build multiple lakhs and crores online, it is them taking charge of their life by building self-reliance with the points that I've shared with you today, and also building consistency and doing it day in, day out for weeks, months, and years to really achieve what they really want. So thank you for watching this video. Looking forward to the next. If you're not subscribed to this, do it right away, because this entire series is going to completely transform you as a person to make a difference in the world, because the world needs more leaders. The world needs more teachers. The purpose of this video is not just to teach you some stuff, but the purpose of this entire series is to inspire you to take action so that you can inspire others. I'll see you in the next video.